general. That means we don't put no on it. We come straight. We come straight for the juggler now. You know, we talking about the similarities. Because why am I doing this? Because I see a lot of foundation, even though they know I'm beating them up real bad. You know what I'm saying? They don't never bring it to the general. They don't never bring it. You get a little, but they ain't got no smoke for me, cause they know I know. You know, I know all the on both sides. I know all the cracks. I know all the critical points on both sides. You see, and so both of them are very similar, and you know, in a belief system. And I just wanted to show and prove that. You know, I just wanted to show and prove that and so I had to keep, you know, making videos so when people talk about Pan-Africanism, let me be clear about it. When we talk about the Pan-Africanism I'm involved with, I don't know about the because y'all niggas ain't never been Pan-Africanists, but y'all know more about Pan-Africanism than a nigga that actually been a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing that people come into when they come into Pan-Africanism that I know is the consciousness, the literature, the knowledge. You see what I'm saying? The knowledge. So in America, just like anything else, the primary Pan-African community is the community of the United States. Period. That is the primary Pan-African community. That's where the scholarship comes from. That's where the scholarship come from. Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Ivan Van. And even if they was from anywhere else, I don't give a damn. It was here. The scholarship was in research was, brought to collected here. And it was the community right here in America that, you know, catapulted the knowledge of ancient Egypt. It was from here. It was from the United States. You know, it was Dr. Ben that started taking people to Kemet. You know what I'm saying? This is a part of it. See, a lot of people keep thinking that Pan-Africa, and they act as if they control, and they never been a part of it. But they could tell you every fucking thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't even know what the fuck they talking about. A lot of Pan-Africanists today, because Pan-Africanism has been steadily evolving from the days of and it wasn't just Marcus Garvey. You had Martin Delaney. You had other scholars. I think another brother named was Paul Kofi. You know, another brother. It was other brothers outside of Marcus Garvey that was talking about going back to Africa. You see what I'm saying? But over a course of time, people realized that Africa was colonized too. So a lot of times you have the end vision. You know what I'm saying? You have the end vision, but the development to get to that end vision could be generations. You know what I'm saying? So Marcus Garvey came clearly with the best answer, with the end vision, seeing Africa healthy and Africans all around the world healthy, benefiting from Africa, yet and still living in the communities where they are, because it's strategically smart for our people to keep communities wherever they at so that they can link on a global level. And this is how you build global Africa. See, the generals say global African supremacy. See, that's BPC. You see what I'm saying? Global African supremacy. See, I had to hear supremacy, and I had to hear global. That means we have to have certain communities on damn near every continent. You know what I'm saying? Because this is really what the European looked at how our people strategized in the ancient world. Wherever there was a choke point, a strategic point, a spiritual choke point. You understand what I'm saying? Because just like the body has chakras, the earth has chakras. And so our people would establish civilizations on certain spiritual centers on the planet, economic centers on the planet. And so they saw how we did it in the ancient world. And so they began to try to duplicate it. As I said, when you talk about pan-Europeanism, it does not mean all white people have to stay in Europe. It only means that wherever the white man is in power, in whatever nation he's in power, another white person can come from any other nation on the planet. And when they go to that nation, their status remains the same as first class citizen. So if a white man from Canada went to New Zealand, his status would remain the same. Does not mean they all have to go, because that's what pan means. It means abroad. You see, it means abroad. So not only the continent, but abroad. You see, with Earth grid, that's right. So that's what it means. So understand that, and so people see, we've far developed way past that shit that they talking about. And so going to Africa for a lot of people is just like you got Muslims. They take a pilgrimage to Mecca. You see, and that's almost mandatory that every Muslim makes a pilgrimage to Mecca. Well, that's the same thing with the Pan-Africanists. They don't necessarily have to move to Africa, but it is essential that we touch down. You know what I'm saying? It's essential that we touch down in the motherland, just like most Europeans. If you look in the goddamn summer, you see motherfucking white people from all over the world gather in Europe, one way or another. They go to Greece, they go to Rome, they go to Britain, they go to France. You see them motherfuckers flock in from every other European. They go home, but they come back to if they from the United States, they come back. They got power. If they from Canada, they come back home. But they in an alliance. They call it NATO. That means if you attack any one of them nations, then all of them, if you attack Britain, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the United States, and most European nations, they're going to come to the aid of Britain. That's pan-Europeanism. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody. That's just simple. But see, y'all have to arrange this shit so you think you can win. And so we far beyond that shit. So it's not about, and that don't mean we don't endorse people moving to Africa. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying that everybody don't have to move. Those who do move, that's also a blessing, because a lot of people want to get the fuck away, and that's cool too. But it don't mean that everybody got to leave, because what it means in essence, that if you practicing black power wherever you at, you see what I'm saying, then that community should be thriving. It should be thriving because it's not dependent on nobody other than its own people. You see, that's what it means. You see, and that has always happened. That's why you see you got Olmecs here, you got Egypt here, you got the Naga Champa over there, you got Angkor Wat, you got all these great African civilizations all over the planet because they understood the essentials of nationalism. You see, they were not dependent on nobody else. But if you depended on and if you don't understand that, wherever the fuck you at on the planet, you gonna be at a deficit. Just like foundational black Americans, no matter what they say, they in the motherfucking deficit. No matter, because if they wasn't, they wouldn't be having to boycott. That's why are you boycotting? You know why you're boycotting? Because you don't practice black power. Because if you was practicing black power, you wouldn't have to boycott no motherfucking body. Black power means that at least over 90% of all total economy of the black community should stay in the black community. That's what that means. Okay, that's exactly what that means. So if you was practicing that, it wouldn't be no need to boycott a motherfucker. So to have to have to boycott somebody show that you're not practicing. And so if you don't understand that, you could pack up and go anywhere on the motherfucking planet you want. You still gonna be at a deficit because you haven't come to the natural understanding of what it takes to be successful as a people, as a goddamn people. You feel what I'm saying? And so when you look at the so-called tether, and we're gonna move into the next video, when you look at the tether and you look at the nigga of America, they actually the same motherfucker, mad at each other. They actually mad at each other about some of the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, they want proximity because it's about black power. If it's you wouldn't be begging nobody for shit. You understand what I'm saying? Even if a motherfucker came to the United States, if motherfuckers was practicing black power, it wouldn't be a crack for a motherfucker to get in. You know what? Go to Chinatown. They don't give a fuck who they let in this motherfucker. You know why? Because ain't nobody taking over Chinatown. They don't let no motherfucker come over in Chinatown and do shit. Wherever they say it's Chinatown, they own 100% of that motherfucker. They don't let no other kind of businesses go up in that motherfucker, nothing. That's just how it is. So they not worried about shit because they keep their dollars flipping in their motherfucking community. So they not worried about it. And what they do is they infringe on other motherfuckers like the black community that ain't got sense enough to practice that. You feel what I'm saying? Understand that. So when you start talking about these all of them is Christian based. All of them worship white God. It was the Pan-African community that started teaching black people about black deities. You see what I'm saying? And people start teaching that Jesus was black on the fact of his proximity to Africa. So how in the fuck you gonna have an African God? In essence, you talking about damn near 90% of the Bible is in fucking Africa, but you got a problem with Pan-Africanism, but you got a cross on your goddamn chest. And you going in there and it says, out of Egypt, I have called my son. But you saying we ain't got no culture in Egypt, but you got a God on your goddamn chest that supposedly was rescued by ancient Egypt when they was seeking to kill the young child, supposedly the son of God. So that right there is like psychopathic mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck you talking about. But anyway, I appreciate y'all coming over here. You know what? I know y'all in the chat, y'all ready. I'm coming right back. I'm gonna come out of this one. I want y'all to get over to Patreon, support the general, get over there, and I got some show enough fire waiting on you, but I'll be right back. I want y'all to come back and kick it with the general. I'll see y'all in a minute. Black Power.